Have you ever had the strange feeling that everyone else seems to know exactly what they're doing, while you're quietly trying to figure out what you're doing with your own life? You scroll through social media and see people launching businesses, getting married, buying homes, traveling the world, announcing promotions, and celebrating milestones. Their lives look organized, planned, certain. Meanwhile, you sit there with a quiet question echoing in the back of your mind. Am I falling behind? For many people in their 20s and 30s, this feeling isn't rare at all. In fact, it's one of the most common psychological experiences of early adulthood. Beneath the surface of confident profiles and polished success stories lies a silent struggle that millions of people experience every day. The feeling of being lost, not just temporarily confused, but deeply uncertain. Uncertain about career, uncertain about relationships, uncertain about purpose, uncertain about who you're supposed to become. And the strange part is that this confusion often appears during the exact years society tells us we should have everything figured out. But the truth is something very different. Feeling lost in your 20s or 30s is not a sign that you're failing. In many ways, it's a psychological signal that you are going through one of the most important developmental stages of your life. Because these decades are not just about building a life, they're about discovering who you actually are. For most of human history, life followed a relatively predictable structure. You grew up, you learned the skills of your family or community, you worked, you built a family. Your role in society was largely defined before you even stepped into adulthood. But modern life changed that completely. Today, people face thousands of possible paths, careers, lifestyles, identities, and opportunities that previous generations never had to consider. At first glance, this seems like freedom. But psychologically, unlimited choice creates something else. Pressure. When everything is possible, choosing one direction suddenly feels terrifying, because every decision seems like it closes 100 other doors. You pick one career and wonder about the 10 you didn't choose. You move to one city and imagine the life you could have had somewhere else. You commit to one path while quietly questioning if another path would have been better. Psychologists sometimes describe this as the paralysis of possibility. Instead of feeling free, people feel overwhelmed. Instead of feeling confident, they feel uncertain. And slowly, a quiet anxiety begins to grow in the background of everyday life. What if I choose the wrong path? What if everyone else figured it out, and I didn't? Another powerful force behind this feeling is something invisible yet deeply influential: the imagined timeline of life. Many of us grow up believing that life is supposed to follow a schedule. By your early 20s, you should know your direction. By your mid-20s, you should be stable. By your late 20s, you should be successful. By your 30s, everything should be in place. But this timeline is largely a myth. It's not a psychological reality. It's a social script. And the problem is that when people compare their real lives to this imaginary schedule, they begin to feel behind, even when they are exactly where they need to be. This happens because humans naturally compare themselves to others. Psychologists call this social comparison. We constantly measure our progress by looking at the people around us. But what we see is rarely the full story. We see achievements, not doubts. We see milestones, not struggles. We see the highlight reel of other people's lives while comparing it to the behind the scenes of our own. And that comparison almost always makes us feel like we're losing. Another hidden reason people feel lost in their 20s and 30s is because identity takes much longer to develop than we expect. When we're younger, identity feels simple. You are a student, you follow a clear path. Your goals are structured by school, teachers, and expectations. But adulthood removes those structures. Suddenly, you must decide everything yourself: who you want to become, what kind of work matters to you, what values you want to live by, what kind of life you actually want. This process is known as identity formation, and it doesn't happen overnight. In fact, research suggests that identity exploration can continue well into our 30s and even 40s, which means the feeling of uncertainty is not a malfunction of adulthood. It's a normal part of it. You are not lost because something is wrong with you. You feel lost because you are searching. Many people experience something psychologists often call the quarter-life crisis. It's similar to the idea of a midlife crisis, but it happens much earlier, usually in the late 20s or early 30s. This is the stage where people begin questioning the direction of their lives. They start asking difficult questions. Did I choose the wrong career? Is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? Why does everyone else seem ahead of me? What if I waste my potential? These questions can feel uncomfortable, sometimes even frightening. But psychologically, this period serves a powerful purpose. It forces reflection. It pushes people to question assumptions they may have inherited from family, culture, or society. And through that questioning, people often discover something more authentic. Sometimes they change careers. Sometimes they change cities. Sometimes they change how they define success entirely. But almost always the confusion leads to growth. Another reason modern young adults feel lost is the pressure to live an extraordinary life. In previous generations, success often meant stability, a steady job, a reliable income, a safe and comfortable life. But today, many people feel that simply being stable is not enough. They feel pressured to be passionate, to build something meaningful, to turn their dreams into reality, to leave a mark on the world. While this ambition can be inspiring, it can also create enormous psychological weight. Because when the goal is not just survival but greatness, every ordinary day can start to feel like failure. If your life does not look extraordinary yet, you may begin to believe something is wrong. But meaningful lives are rarely built through dramatic breakthroughs. They are built through small steps repeated consistently over many years. There's also a quiet truth about adulthood that almost nobody talks about. Most people are figuring things out as they go. Even the people who seem confident, even the people who look successful, even the people giving advice. Behind the surface, uncertainty is almost universal. Careers change, priorities shift, goals evolve. The person you thought you would become at 22 may look completely different from the person you become at 32. And that's not failure, that's growth. As uncomfortable as it feels, being lost can actually be a powerful psychological state. Because when you feel completely certain about everything, you stop questioning your direction. You stop exploring. You stop evolving. But uncertainty forces curiosity. It forces reflection. It forces experimentation. Many people who eventually build meaningful lives go through long periods where they had absolutely no clear plan. They tried things, failed at things, changed directions, and slowly through that process, they discovered what truly mattered to them. Feeling lost is not the opposite of progress. Sometimes it's the beginning of it. One of the biggest misconceptions about life direction is the belief that people suddenly discover their purpose, as if one day everything becomes clear. But in reality, purpose rarely arrives like a lightning bolt. It emerges slowly, through experiences, through mistakes, through unexpected opportunities. Often, people only recognize their path after they've already walked part of it. What feels confusing today may make perfect sense years from now, but you can't see that future perspective yet. So for now, the only thing you can do is keep moving. Not perfectly, not confidently, just forward. Progress is not having everything figured out. Progress is learning more about yourself. Progress is gaining experiences that shape your perspective. Progress is discovering what doesn't work, so you can move closer to what does. Your 20s and 30s are not supposed to be perfectly stable. They are supposed to be exploratory, messy, uncertain, transformational. The real danger is not being lost. The real danger is pretending you are certain about a life that doesn't actually fit who you are. Many people believe they need a complete map before they start moving toward their future. But life rarely works that way. Most meaningful paths are not discovered. They are created, step by step, decision by decision, experience by experience.